push it.
And welcome back to OverRealm. This is part 3 of the world tour, and as promised, I'm taking you to the Ocean Monument. Now, this is the one that I was telling you guys about before, that Doc M, Palms Peter, JL2579, all those guys actually designed. It was an OP design, which is one that was done in creative and completely insane. And, well, I'm a little insane, so I decided to go ahead and build it. You'll see here, there's going to be a ton of lag, because this is the one that produces over 100,000 items per hour. And you'll see why in a minute. As you can see, the lag's already kicking in. Usually I get up around 60 to 100 frames a second. I'm getting about 15 right now. I'll show you the sorting system right now. That there was an addition after the fact. It was to help push the items into the sorting system because there were so many. I think I've got 12 chests here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chests. I've got 9 furnaces, something like that. This is filled with all the fish. Yeah. So you can see, I'm trying to get rid of the fish that I had. So right now we're empty because I cleaned this whole thing out, and I had so many items coming through it actually broke the sorting system. So you can see I've got half slabs all the way around. Anywhere where there's not, I've got it lit up enough so no other mobs spawn. And the way that they designed this, it's actually really good because the squid tend to not really spawn. I get a few, but for the most part I don't actually get a whole lot of squid, so I don't see a lot of ink sacs in my sorting system. I have a 13th chest that actually has just the junk, I guess, whatever else would fall in there. But you can see here, that's the design there. And this was completely built in survival. And, oh geez, probably took me, it was over 10 days, probably 70, 80, or even 100 hours worth of work. Those are all fence gates, and there's water above them, separated by glass. They spawn in between there, and they basically just fall through the fence gates. And you can see the amount of items that are out here. So yeah, I don't really have anything in my inventory, nothing to do with what's there, so I'm going to just do a quick run around, and I'll show you the amount of items that are actually there, just by running to one side and then turning around and running back. But you can see how many are falling no matter where you go. There's a few cave systems I ended up running into while I was building this. I had to fill in a few, like right there. There was another one, yeah, right there and right there. So took a ton of work to light the whole thing up. And basically all it is a bunch of hopper mine carts, and they run back and forth to collect all the stuff. See, in my inventory, I filled it. So I've got 63 fish, 3 stacks of shards, and a half stack of crystals, just from running across. So basically this switch here is what turns on the mine carts, and they start running back and forth. Like I said though, it does a ton of items. So we'll go down here, and you'll see here, this is basically right underneath the mine carts. There's these right here, the hoppers. There's mine carts will drop it off into one, they go into a central unit. They get put into the dropper, and then once the items get placed into the dropper, they get shot out. And all of these droppers start shooting items out. And you can hear them all firing off now. And this is why it takes so long for this thing to actually sort the items. You get overloaded with items. It's just tons. And it doesn't stop. So what I've actually had to do is, if I ever come down here, I end up shutting the system off after about 3 minutes. It just seems to be so many items that go through, and it actually breaks the sorting system at the very top, and can become quite a pain in the butt when you gotta fix the whole thing. So what I'll do, I put these steps in before so I can actually get out of here. You usually get trapped in here. Where did I put it? That's not supposed to be there. That's why. I got too many items. Alright, well, let me get out of here, guys. I'll bring you back once I get out, and I'll show you the item elevator that I built, which was also a part of the OP system that Doc Eminem made. And I'll put a link to their video in my description as well, so you guys will be able to see what it's all about. So give me 2 seconds here, I'll hop out of here. I'm going to have to place some blocks and break them and whatnot, and I'll show you the rest of the system. Be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and I'm just heading back out to the top. You can see these guys are still spawning out there. I shut the system off already, and just heading back up to the top, you'll see the item elevator in works. And it's the glass tube design, and it just uses a couple pieces of vents and as much glass as you need to get it as high as you want. From what I've read and researched, you can go right up to the build limit, 256, if you want. So basically all it is just these little tubes. Basically, you can see the 2 fence posts right down the bottom in the middle there. The items get shot through, and they basically get lifted up to there. You can see where they're stuck. The reason why they're stuck up there is, again, because in here they're actually getting overloaded. So I have a ton of items that are probably just sitting here getting pushed through. Yeah, you can see how it's going between 29 and 30. So this is just filling up, but you can see just from a minute of having it on, this thing only had maybe a half a stack in it. So it gets tons of items. And the crystals, which are these guys here, they're a little more rare. So once the shards go through, you'll get those put in, and then the fish will get put through last. And there's the junk spot. So you can see I've got, 62 8 sacks, and the spider actually was from before when I was building it. So but the 62 ink sacks compared to the probably 200,000 shards that I've had and 50,000 crystals, you can see this thing just doesn't stop. One of the most amazing builds I've ever done, by far the biggest. Like I was saying, 200,000 blocks were removed, probably at least 30,000 placed. It was an insane job, tons of work. I had an amazing time built it. I don't know how many times I died building it, probably 20. And yeah, because it's I think it's a 37 block drop before the no, 35. So easily easy way to die. And that was just with the side here. So putting the sand in place wasn't too bad. Taking over the monument and then breaking it all apart wasn't that big of a deal. It just took a lot of time. But once you got the sponges, I think I had 3 sponge rooms. So I ended up getting away with pretty close to a stack, or just over a stack of sponges. And it was actually really easy once you put the thing into sections. And with it being in sections, it just made it that much easier to take the water out, and you didn't have to worry about it falling back into place. So like I said, definitely worth it if you're looking to build anything in Prismarine. You get one of those things going as big as that is, you'll never ever run out of anything Prismarine ever again. Hey, what's up, pup? You stay there. So basically, all I did was end up finding, as I was roaming around out in the wild, I guess you could say, I ended up finding out where it was, and I built the portal to get to the nether, and then found out the coordinates and built one way out here to get to it. The problem though is it is, geez, I think 800 blocks away from where my base is. So I need to put in a minecart track to get me out there a little bit faster. It does take forever to get there. Um, but I don't go out that often because I have a ton of blocks back at the base where from the destruction of the actual monument itself. So like I said, I'll put in the description the link to the OP version that the guys made, and you'll be able to check that out for yourself. It's not a tutorial. I basically had to just kind of watch the video close to see how they did the setup for the sorting system, which wasn't too hard to figure out. The item elevator, I'm sure there's tons of tutorials on that out there by now. The farm itself, I could do a tutorial, but with my tutorials, I actually like to do them in the survival, so that you guys actually, if you're going to be building it in survival, I think it should be taught in survival. The last thing I think I'll show in this video here is the witch farm, and whoops, and then I think I'll call it an episode after that. Since we're so close, I wasn't gonna do both, but you know, try and squeeze this in the next 4 or 5 minutes, and so here we are again. I'm a big fan of Doc M actually, so this is another one of his designs, and again, it's Doc M, JL2579, Pumice Peter. I know I'm forgetting others, and I apologize if they ever see this that I forgot them. But I started half slabbing everything, and then I just realized it would be a heck of a lot easier to torch it. The pads in there, they're the shifting floor, and once I go 28 blocks away, it starts activating. And basically what happens is the witches spawn on that. There's tripwires, they shift the floor, they fall through the floor, and they fall down to their death, and then they got the hopper minecarts that go through and collect everything. And again, I have the item elevator the same as the one that was on the Guardian monument. I have the same thing over here, and it's not quite as high, but not as many items come through either, so I don't need any of the extra jazz or pistons and whatnot. But they do, I do get the odd skeleton and zombie that go through there, but they give sugar, sticks, gunpowder, redstone, glass bottles, and glowstone dust. The spiders are the ones that cause me the biggest pain in the butt, because they are too wide mob. They don't fall through the floor, so they just sit there and annoy me, basically. So yeah, this is his design. I know he has a tutorial on it, and he just put a brand new one up for the new 1.81 pre-release 3, I believe. So if you want to do that, check out his channel. Again, I'm going to put a link to the OP version of the monument farm. Just look on his page there. You'll find the guide on how to make this here. JL2579 has another one himself. Again, it's a lot of work, but it is worth it once you actually get this thing going, because you do get quite a few drops from it. And yeah, just a nice way to be able to get some stuff. You can see, so you got some bones and some sugar coming through and all that stuff as it is. So I think that's it for this episode, guys. Still got quite a few things that I can show you. A couple more mob farms, and I see I have some areas to still light up over there. But yeah, I'll have those other farms. I'll showcase those in the next episode. There's a skelly farm. There's a zombie. I have a spider or a string farm. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed all this, and if you have any requests of things you'd like to see or things you'd like me to build, leave me a message, and be sure to check out my new series that I just put out today. It is the hardcore episodes of Hardcraft. So I got one life and one chance to get through the entire game as far as I can without dying, and I tell you, things are going pretty good so far. You have to check that out and see how I do. You guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you soon. Take care.